All right, all right. Please be seated. Court is now in session. How the fuck is everybody? Yo, so something not so chill happened last time. Man, I was fucking shithouse drunk on the last stream, huh? I don't know. I don't know if anybody saw that, but woo! What's up, ESAF? How you doing, dog? Yeah, I was absolutely blacked out on the last stream for most of it. Not the whole time. Not the whole time, but I would say most of the call I was blacked out. All right, let's fix that. Boom. Bigger. Hey, what's good, Chad? How you doing? Phone lines are open, 540-583-4464. Topic of the day is theft, bro. What's really good? What's up, Mike? Felt good when you said my English isn't that bad. Your English isn't that bad, dog. I mean, I don't talk to a lot of French Canadian dudes, but it sounded good. Yeah, let's see. We got some really crazy calls. Shout out to Mig. I'm sorry I did not catch your name when you were trying to tell me, even spelling it, but shout out to Mig, our second international caller, but first New Zealander. Clipped his call. Whoo, clipped his call. God damn. So yeah, we heard some really crazy shit. I was super drunk. It was a fun stream. It was actually totally fun. I can and would do it again. So yeah, and this could be stories where you stole something or somebody stole something from you, so we could go either way. And I'm not gonna say you're guilty just because you stole something. There's always a good reason to steal, almost. So I'm willing to hear both sides of this shit. Go ahead and call in 540-583-4464. That's 540 judging. Ooh, we getting a call. Oh, it's Cheddar? No, who is this? Hello, you're on with the meatball.
What's up, my guy?
What up, Chad? How you doing?
You know, I'm chilling, bro. You know what I mean? But, yeah. I stole a lot of things in my life.
Hell yeah.
But anyway, you remember Tiny. Well, actually, let's not put words in. Let's not put names in this. You know my nigga. But anyway.
Well, I'm sure that's not his real. I'm sure that is a nickname, but okay, go ahead.
You remember my Xan days? We used to go crazy off the bars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about Xanax is they make you want to steal shit. All inhibitions is just out of the window. You know what I'm talking about? You don't think about shit. You feel me? So yeah, we used to go to this one like comic book store out in Dublin. It was a great comic book store. I love this comic book store, and we used to go there all the time. We had a good relationship with the guy, but we found out that the guy he doesn't work Sundays, and his dad works Sundays, and he doesn't know anything about action figures.
Oh shit.
Oh, that became the greatest. Like I'm pretty sure you remember back in the day, I used to have a lot of imports online. So you know what? I made a lot of money off that guy, and then one day we pull up, and it's closed.
That's it.
It was never open again. It was never open again.
You ran him into the ground, dog. You rode that one out as long as you could, and then it was over.
Yeah, we were in there for about 5 months, and
yeah.
So.
And that slow trickle of revenue loss took them down.
I pretty much know I'm guilty, so yeah, I mean. So me and my squad got down.
I would never say you were guilty for anything, first of all, so write that down. But you know what? They should.
You too.
They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be taxing motherfuckers for these imported things, anyways. It's plastic, you know.
Yeah, I mean, nobody should be upset, really.
I'm saying.
You know
I'm saying. No, you're innocent, bro. I'm letting you off the hook.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I had to get that off my chest.
No, I'm sure you feel good right now.
I do. Well, I hope you do the same for somebody else, and I just want to call you, let you know.
Appreciate you, dog. Thanks for calling.
All right, brother.
Have a good one. Off to just a great start. Can't really get better than that as far as first call goes. I'm an honest judge. You know what I mean? Just because you stole doesn't mean you're wrong. It feels great to steal. There's few feelings in this life better than theft, like better than stealing. Like, you could chase that high for years. People plan out heists for years. You know why? Because it feels great. So I'm not going to say you're guilty just because you stole something. Plus, sometimes you're stealing your roommate's food. Sometimes you're stealing cable. I love the UFC. I don't watch any other professional sports besides the UFC. I used to buy every pay-per-view from the UFC, but then they took it so you could only buy the pay-per-views through ESPN. I couldn't charge it to my cable bill anymore, so it was cash up front only. And guess what? I have not paid for a single UFC fight in like 2.5 years. And that's not my fault because I was happy to pay. That's their fault because they made it hard for me. As soon as you made it an inconvenience, it's easy to steal. It's hard to pay for something. I have to put my card in, do all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, make it easy for me to buy it or I'm going to steal it so fast. So fast. Hey, do you say soccer or football? Here in America, we say soccer, bruv. Football's a different thing to us, but I mean, football is football. It's fine with me. You can call soccer football and football soccer. I don't give a shit. It's all soccer to me. I have a ton of things I've stolen. Of course you do, Drew. I can't pick a topic you can't call in for. This is a non-sponsored post, but there's not a better water than Smart Water. Unless you speak Spanish. Yeah, if you're speaking Spanish, you definitely call it football. That's like 100% for sure. I was so close to being late for this stream. I'm glad we made it. I'm glad we made it. Yo, so we heard some really crazy roommate stories. I knew that was going to be a good topic. I never had any idea it was going to be that good. Like, people's roommates have really put them through because it's always, guess what? If you have roommates, it's never an ideal scenario. Like, if everyone had the choice, they would not have roommates. So it never is good. It's never good. I'm gonna smoke real quick, then call. Still watching. Hell yeah, I'm actually about to smoke too, but oh, excuse me, I burped right into the microphone. You're welcome. Yo, for a long, so when we were in high school or college, actually, this is my first year in college. All these dudes on my wrestling team were fucking. Woo, there was this dude who came from the Bay Area. I won't say his name, but it's my boy, and I thought he was homies with all the cool dudes because they were all talking shit to him. I didn't realize they were just making fun of this dude. But so I buddied up with this guy too. I was trying to get in. And I found out that this dude was buying weed from the other guy on the team with groceries. He was stealing hella groceries and using it to buy weed with another guy who was selling weed on the wrestling team. So this fool would go in and he'd have like 2 or 3 grocery bags in his pocket. And then he'd go and get like a cart full of groceries, mostly like hella chicken breasts and hella fruit snacks. That was all this other dude ate. Was just fucking seared chicken breasts and fruit snacks. And this fool would come out with like 2 bags full and he would just load up the bags out of his car in the store and then just walk out. And he did this so many times. This was probably in like 2008. He did this so many times. And then after a few months, he started to live with me. Like, he didn't have a place to stay and he started to live with me. And then I was getting the chicken breasts all the time. And let me tell you something. Pretty good. Pretty good deal. Yeah, bro, you don't need to be getting into squabbles with nobody you're not married with. You guys shouldn't be fighting over milk and shit. Bro, I had to pick up a couple of my friends because they tried to steal hella meat, bro. Did they get caught? Here's the thing about getting stealing. Not only is it like you also, there's stories where people get caught. I see people get caught for stealing all the time. All the time. I'd say as a whole, they've made it hard to steal, like made it harder to steal in the last like 10 years than it was before that in most stores, especially Walmart, or so I've heard. That's just how it goes. They stay on top of that shit. Yeah, they just left him at the bus stop. That's fine. When I broke up with the girl I was living with, I fucking stole the TV stand she used, and I used that for the next 4 girlfriends. I had it for like even after I had kids, years. Ooh, we're getting a call. 12 total calls. This absolutely has to be Drew. There's no one else it could be. Hello, how's it going?
What's going on, man?
What's up, Drew? How you doing?
Good, man. So I've stolen a ton of shit. Like probably like thousands of dollars worth of shit, like over the course of hell since I was probably 18.
Let's start at the beginning.
Let's start at the beginning. Well, you heard the one story about me and my ex going to jail and me like busting a nut in my jumpsuit.
Oh yeah. That was based around stealing too, right? That was one of the first stories you told was a theft story. That was like the 3rd or 4th story you told.
Yeah, that was from Walmart. That was about the first like time like big, stealing memory I can think of.
And so,
I mean,
how about
shit,
something cool? How about a good score? Tell me something cool you've stolen.
Oh, dude. I mean, I think it's kind of a brag, but I've got like over 2,000 Pokemon cards like that I've stolen straight up like from stores. I worked at Dollar General briefly, and I was stealing just shit tons of packs from there, like Walmart, the mall. Like every card that I have has been stolen.
That's really tight. I'm actually the guy that sponsors me, the cannabis sponsor of this show. He's really big into Pokemon cards, so I've been fucking with them recently.
Dude, I mean, I'm connected to them because I've been with them since like Gen 1 and stuff. So
Yeah,
I think it's a cool flex. I'm like, I have all these fucking Pokemon cards.
it is actually cool. Those shits pay the bills sometimes too.
Oh, I got a buddy that lives off of selling them. Like
Yeah,
the
hell
one,
yeah.
like he doesn't work. Like he just sells a couple of them. His mom used to sell a whole bunch, like from Japan and everything, like back in the '90s. And then she stopped, so she's just got like a basement full of shit. Like, yeah, they pay the bills for sure.
That's awesome. I love it, bro. That's a
Let's
great
see,
thing to steal
fucking
is Pokemon cards because they're also little. And it's
yeah,
like a
they're
$1
little.
zillion
It's
company.
easy to
Nobody's getting
steal.
hurt. They want you to steal it.
Exactly. I mean, as much as I love, the Pokemon, company and shit, but I mean, I've stolen big lunch boxes, like, full of cards, like, big packs, like, canisters, like, I used to be, like, constant about this shit, like, every time I go to, like, even Walgreens, like, I'd be stealing shit.
You're the reason they locked that shit up
Like,
now.
I mean, yeah, probably, like,
I'm part of it.
dude, hell.
All right. Anything else? You stolen anything worth a large amount of money? Any large, big ticket items?
I mean, I've never stolen, like, a car or anything, but fucking, oh, you want to hear about the sketchiest fucking robbery I fucking ever did?
I do.
Okay, so I was 15. Fucking, it was me and one of my buddies. We'll call him Mike. That's his name. And fucking another buddy, Rusty. He was like, "Hey, come over and help me move my fucking aunt's apartment or aunt's house out and shit." And then so we pull up like with 2 other guys in the car, and they're like, "Yeah, we're just loading up the computers and TVs and shit." I'm like 14 right here. I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, cool, whatever." Like it doesn't occur to me like until hours later. Like they leave. They're like, "No, just wait for us to come back." They never fucking come back. So me and my friend are just sitting in this house like
So cool,
smoking,
whatever.
like throwing toilet paper all over this shit. We turned like couch over and like threw shit out of the fridge. Like we fucked this place up. And then fucking I'm just walking around at some point. I look out the front window and like people are walking up. I'm like, oh fuck. Go and grab Mike. We go out the fucking back door. We're sitting there against like a retaining wall next to there. And they're freaking out as soon as they fucking walk in. You just hear the fucking woman go, ah! I thought it was kind of funny as shit. But also I was super fucking pissed at my friend Rusty. I was like, dude, you fucking set us up. We were about to fucking go down for that shit.
Did you guys get away or what?
Oh yeah, like we fucking hid behind a wall. Like as soon as like they went in the house or something to investigate, like we fucking dipped. Like it was sketchy too, because this house was like a mile away from there.
Damn. Well, I'm glad you got away with it, bro. You didn't get
Fucking
Scooby Dooed.
Yeah, I know. It was a theft. Like we didn't even think it was a theft until like hours later. We're like, huh? I think we just fucking robbed that place.
Oh, you know what? We stole everything. That's funny.
Like, huh? There was a reason they only asked for computers and TVs and shit like that, huh?
That's hella funny. And then you ended up with pretty much nothing, huh?
Yeah, like I wasn't in on this plan. I was just a fucking little scapegoat patsy,
That's how they do it.
motherfuckers.
Word. Thanks for calling again, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Have a good one.
Later.
Just never want to go to jail. Hell yeah, I heard that. Who is the Canna sponsor? Cannabis sponsor is Delta Breeze Cannabis by the Ileton Cannabis Company here in beautiful Sacramento, California. Ileton's like just outside Sacramento, really, but yeah, it's close enough. And it's pretty much, they sell it all over California. So if you, what happened to COD and Fortnite streams? I still play Call of Duty and Fortnite, bro. I just I don't stream it now. Just busy working as a judge. Ooh, we're getting a call right now. Tony Fletcher. Oh, this is a call from like the first episode. How's it going, bro? Fucking place is a truck stop. Absolutely, it is. Hello, welcome to Judge Meatball's Cart. How can I do? How can I do for you? What can I do for you?
Oh man, I don't know what you can do for me, but I have a good story.
Let's hear it.
Well, first of all, I called on the first one, and I just wanted to tell you that I was one of the first callers on the first one.
Yeah,
and
hell yeah!
I
Thanks for coming back.
watched almost, no problem. I've watched almost everyone since then, and I'm really
Hell yeah!
happy with your progress, man. It's a fucking dope show.
Thank you.
But you're welcome. And my story begins is whenever I was 16, and I was a sophomore, and I was going through it, but I had a really good friend at the time, and he had a vehicle, so he would just pick me up all the time, and we would literally just drive around, and like I basically had connections, and he had the car, so I would go direct him to go to everywhere, and then he would take me there. So we had this going on for like a good year or so, and eventually he starts getting in more into my friend group, and my other friends start accepting him because he was kind of like a loner kid, really, like not too outgoing, and that was okay with me. Like I didn't give a fuck. He was all right when it was just me and him hanging out, but whenever we got around other people, he'd be fucking weird. Like he would just like stray off into a fucking corner and be like super antisocial, and I'm like, you're not like that. Like why are you being like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of got to like a bubbling point to where like I was kind of tired of him being that way, and he was kind of tired of me always trying to take him out of his comfort zone. But I had a good friend of mine who was like a borderline alcoholic at the time, and her and he started drinking together all the time. She's a lesbian, so I didn't think anything of it, you know what I mean? I didn't think like they're gonna run off into the sunset and leave me behind, you know. But I was just like, at the point where I was asked, I was like, hey, what are you guys doing? And it would be like every weekend thing. They would just be together drinking. I'm like, oh, wow, that's different. You know what I mean? So it got to the point where it was my fucking birthday. It was my 17th birthday, and dude was like dead ass ignoring me. And he knew he was my only ride to pick any weed up or any alcohol up or to go anywhere, like to hang out for my birthday. Like he knew, like he was totally complacent about it, and it pissed me off because I'm like, bro, you know you're my fucking hookup, and you're fucking me out of having a good birthday right now because you're getting drunk. And he just didn't really have remorse for it, and it kind of pissed me off. And I wasn't the best person, and and nobody's saying that I was, and I'm willing to admit that. I had a pretty fucking hateful bone in my body, so I knew about pretty much everything that went on with his day and his family's day and all of that. And his dad's pretty well off, owns an HVAC company, so like I know dude's not hurting on cash or anything. So I had two of my friends pick me up, and I was pissed off. And speaking of fucking Xanax from that other guy's story, yeah, I was definitely taking Xanax at the time.
He said it makes
And
you want to
I
steal.
was awful. It makes you want to fucking rob, bro. Like I wanted to get violent with my stealing. it makes you want to see the fear in other people's eyes. But but I just like his door was fucking unlocked. His front door was unlocked to his family's place, dormitory. Let me not get too into detail. Anyway, it was unlocked, so I walked in and I walked into the house and I was asking. I knew his mom's name, so I'm like walking around. I'm asking for his mom's name, and nobody's home. So I like walk around and I walk into his room and I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I'm hitting a fucking lick right now." So I go into his closet. I take every shirt that I like out of his closet, and I was like, "Man, I'm always like this one, you motherfucker." I'm snatching fucking shirts out of the every. I'm like, hey, "Fuck you! You're never gonna see this motherfucker again." And so I get like a good 6 or 7 shirts, and like one was just out of spite. I didn't even like it. I just knew that he liked it, and I was like, "Fuck you." So I took that shit. and then I look over in the corner in his little entertainment system, and he's got like this is the time where PS3s were still selling. So I snatched the PS3, and there's like a bunch of video games I snatched up out of there, threw them in my backpack. And I was gonna take his TV too, but I couldn't really fit his TV out of the window, so I just gave up on that venture. I looked in the fucking corner, bro, and there was a snowboard, and I was like, "Oh, fucking jackpot!" So I snatched the snowboard, and surprisingly, the snowboard fit through the fucking window. I had to like jimmy it out of the window, and yeah, I stole his fucking snowboard and jumped out of the back of the fucking apartment. I didn't go back to the front door. I jumped out of the back. Yeah, no doubt. And I sorry, my wife's a goober. She's hyping me up. But yeah, it took that bitch up out the back of it. Left out of the window and then got in the back seat of the car, or it was actually a truck. We were in a Ford Ranger. My friends were like fucking hyping me up and yelling at me, and they're like, "Bro, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?" And because I live in fucking Texas, so they're like, "Oh my God, bro, why the fuck did you steal a snowboard? You're not going to be able to sell that." Man, I sold that motherfucker in 2 hours. I had that bitch gone for $400.
Damn, that's pretty tight. And then I guess you sold the PlayStation and shit to what, like GameStop or something, or you sold it on Craigslist?
Nah, I just sold it to people on like fucking Facebook Messenger and shit like that. Just asking a bunch of my homies I know that would want the shit, you know, that I knew had money from like selling weed or whatever.
That's thick.
Yeah, man. That was one of my more ballsier adventures. That was one of like the 3 times I've ever committed a home invasion, but that was like definitely the most successful time.
What were the other 2 times?
One time was I thought that it was a party there, and there wasn't a party, and I just broke into his house and just like sat around and stole some alcohol and left. And
so this is similar to the birthday thing. You're like, there's no party here. You fucked up my night. Now guess what? I'm leaving here with something.
Definitely. That is exactly what happened. I was pissed off, and I was like, "Yeah, well, you're not having fucking Tito's tonight." And then the other time, definitely did. The other time, I broke into my girlfriend's mom's house, and it was to actually steal money that was mine, but she had taken from me. And I was like, "You're not fucking taking my money. Like, I don't care."
How much money? I mean, you worked hard for this money stealing snowboards and shit. It's not right for her to take it from you.
No doubt, dude. I was like $350. Not too much, but enough to be mad about and crawl through a doggy door for.
Yeah, that'd have me fucked up. I mean, I'm not crawling through no doggy door.
No, for real. Well, needless to say, I had a great weekend, and yeah, I had to do it when I did it, but I don't know more. So
Fantastic, bro. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go. It sounds like you were wrong. You said I was kind of not a good person at the time. Like, you prefaced this by saying it was wrong, so I'm not gonna say you were all the way right.
Hey,
but
my defense. I was a great friend before I got fucked over. I just, there's just consequences to actions. You don't fuck over your people.
Well, I'll make sure to give you a ride to Chuck E. Cheese if it's your birthday, bro. I don't want you coming after me next.
I appreciate you, man. You have a good night,
All right,
and thank you
sustained.
for letting me share.
Have a good one, man. Thanks for calling again. I appreciate you.
No doubt. Bye-bye.
Bye. Uh-oh. The call screener says, this is David calling about my kleptomania. I think we found it. All right. What's up, David? You're on with the meatball. How's it going?
Hey, Judge, how are you?
I am quite well. And yourself?
I'm doing well. This is the first time that your call screen said it correctly, so I'm proud of the evolution there.
It actually didn't spell it right, but I figured it out.
Oh, you got it. You
Yeah.
got it. All right.
I'm just getting better.
I'm calling about various instances in which I have stolen things. More so as a child. I was kind of a little klepto as a kid. So the first thing I ever stole was a York peppermint patty from the store. And it's an odd choice. I don't even know why I did it.
Was it your favorite,
my
or is it just
sister-
a candy?
Dude, I had never even had one. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I want new. I don't know. It was not my favorite. But my sister knew I stole it, but she didn't say anything. She was tight. The second thing I ever stole was a bag of mini Butterfingers. So we have the candy theme going. It's a pattern, I guess.
It's escalating, though. It went from one candy to a
yeah.
bag full of candies. That's a leap.
One of my parents found out about that one, and I got the big talking to, and I had to return it to the store, and it was a whole thing. I was probably 10.
Did you cry?
The next, oh yeah, I definitely did.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
very whiny about it.
Oh man, getting caught and feeling like you're in trouble, it feels as bad when you're 4 as it does when you're fucking 40. Like it never gets any better.
So I'll tell you though, I think it's what you said at the beginning of the stream, which there's this certain level of exhilaration that comes with theft.
Oh, it feels
And I don't
so
know
good.
what it is.
Oh, it feels so good. Nobody can
Yeah,
fault
but
you
I
for
feel
that.
like no matter how bad somebody makes you feel about it, you always remember that exhilaration. And I think that's why I continued to steal. So the next thing I stole was I think my mother had taken us to some kind of jewelry shop, and she was searching for something. It was like this sort of I don't know, self-owned independent business in our city, and I found this little brooch that was it was like a $75 some kind of sparkly jewelry brooch, and I put it in the heel of my shoe and I walked out with it. I did not get caught for that one.
Ooh.
But my friend confronted me about it, and he was like, "Where'd you get it?" And I felt bad, so I ended up throwing it away. And I for some reason I kept a lot of guilt with me over the years about that one. And I had this idea of I'm gonna just send this lady. I still remember her name too. I'm gonna send this lady $75 as I'm sorry for stealing your thing. But I looked her up years later, and she went out of business. And I'm like, no, is it my fault?
Man, you're the
probably
second
not,
dude I've
but,
heard say that already. You guys are fucking these small business. You guys are worse than Amazon. Jesus Christ.
I know. Oh, right. I stole $40 from a babysitter one time, which was probably what she was getting paid.
That's a
to
whole
watch
night's
me,
work.
so
Yeah. That's a whole night's work.
I know. Yeah, it's awful. Awful person. Okay, so then I kind of shifted at some point though from stealing because I wanted something. All of those things were things I kind of objectively liked or wanted, but then I started stealing things just for a reaction. So I once stole a crappy stopwatch from a teacher's board just to watch them look for it. And I didn't keep it. I just threw it away. But I just wanted to see why would anybody take this? Or and again, I was still a kid through all this. I stole a lighter from someone's car. One of my neighbors was building a fort. He was a neighbor kid that was taking a bunch of scrap wood and building a little fort in his backyard, and I snuck in and just stole a bunch of boards and threw them out, just for him to be like, what? Why would anyone or like he would more think like, did I miscount the number of boards I had?
I think you
And I
just
was
like
like,
gaslighting
you know.
people. I don't even think you like to steal. I just think you're enjoying gaslighting these people.
So I think that's what this is turning into. I mean, yeah, I stole this whole like list of, I don't even know if you care to hear the list. I wrote them all down. Family, friends, computer cable. One time I stole somebody's single shoe at a dinner party because nobody's going to expect theft if they steal a single shoe. Like what? So they're just looking around for their other shoe for like an hour. And like I never gave it back. Yeah, or sometimes I would steal people's shoelaces. I stole a bunch of library books and I smuggled them into other libraries.
Oh.
I stole a bunch of movies from a library and then I switched them with other discs and returned them. So like that translated into like as that evolved as an adult. I don't steal things anymore, but I reverse steal. Like I sneak things into people's possession. So like I'll sneak salt and pepper shakers into people's purses or like just random objects.
You're
like
making them
brand new
steal.
boxes of... Correct. Well, no, like not they're paid for. They're legitimately owned. Like I'll buy I bought a whole case of Tic Tacs, like a bulk case, and I'll just sneak Tic Tacs into people's purses because it's every like 15th time somebody will be like, oh, they'll find this Tic. They're like, I don't remember buying this. Like, why is this in my possession? It's just kind of fun. Or like, you can go to antique shops with you can find the photo frame section and you can buy like a bunch of old family photos, and then you can sneak them into people's wallets or like work bags. And it's like, I don't know who this person is or like why I would be carrying this photo around. Sometimes I'll cut keys, like random. Like I'll just get a bunch of blank keys and have them cut, and then I'll just add a random key to someone's keys.
Oh, bro,
So
you
and
are
it's
just gaslighting people. You're none of these things you ever stole were worth any money. So you really just like making people feel crazy.
It's just, yeah, because it's like I'll never see the reaction to 95% of this, but just the thought that somebody's out there going, I don't know what this key is for. I don't know what it's for. It just makes me happy. I don't know. So I think like that's the evolution of my kleptomania. I don't think it makes me a good or bad person. I mean, it definitely tips the scale on the bad side, if anything. But that's my story for you, Judge.
I mean, I don't think you're a bad person. People use gaslighting for much more sinister intents. I mean, you are doing it. You are doing it. You are doing the same thing as people doing bad things, but you're not really doing evil with it. You're like a chaotic neutral at worst. So I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Keep on keeping on, but don't play any tricks on me because I'm on drugs all the time and you'll get me. So just be cool.
All right, I will not sneak any. I won't sneak any balls of yarn into the back seat of your car.
Yeah, bro. If I find some Tic Tacs, I'm coming after you.
Have a good night, man.
Thank you so much for calling.
You're welcome.
It's incredible. It wasn't even really that he liked to steal. I used to steal mice out of the pet store inside the mall and let them go inside the food court. Yo, that is straight up evil. I mean, that's fantastic. It's funny to think that like after a couple times you could have caused them a genuine problem. Like if you let more than a couple mice loose, guess what? Those mice are fucking. Like it's gonna be like they're gonna start out as mice and it's gonna be rats in this motherfucker in weeks. Oh man, that is malicious, Amanda. Woo. Definitely a fetish of some kind. Yeah, enjoying to gaslight people is kind of fun. Like he's not really doing anything. Like he's not making them think they're actually losing their minds. He's just confusing them. I don't even think that could put someone on the brink over the edge, but it is funny. The A grade going. I just like to see the people jump up and run around scared. Oh, everyone has the same reaction to a rat or a mouse. One time we had like a little clubhouse we would smoke weed in, in the back of a barn, and there was a rat loose in there, and we were looking for, like, we were trying to catch it, and we turned some shit over, there was a rat, we were like, ah! So like, even if you're trying to catch a rat, you can't help but react like that. If I was eating, I'd freak the fuck out. Yo, one time, I went on a little caper to steal a bunch of weed. You guys want to hear this story? Oh shit, I haven't thought about this in many years. So a dude, this was probably like my second or third year in college, and a dude who wrestled with me in my first year in college hit me up, and he was like, yo, I just helped this dude fix his fence, and he was growing a bunch of weed in his backyard, and it looked pretty much ready. Let's go steal it. And I was like, all right. And I didn't even drive. I didn't have a license. I didn't have a car. This shit wasn't in the same town I was in. Like, I was just like, you know what? I will basically Ocean's 11 the rest of this plan and set it all up so I can steal this weed. Because I just needed the weed. I had no weed. I needed it, you know? So I get my homie to drive like an hour. He's the wheels. We bring our other friend. So there's 3 of us. We're in this car. We go up, we pick up the dude who had the plan. We go to the dude's house. It's like directly across the street from an elementary school. We let ourselves into this fool's yard, and we just take trash bags over the top of the weed plants, and we just cut off the bottoms. And we were out. Like, there was only like 6 or 7 weed plants. Like, it wasn't a lot. And then there was one weed plant that looked good, but it was small. And then we fucking go out. We run out, like literally there's weed sticking out of the top of these garbage bags. We're like fucking running away, trying to get in. We're like stuffing them into the trunk. My homie takes off without this other guy that we picked up. We leave, like we go, like he drives, we hear the car door shut, and we look back and he's not in the car. We had to stop and back up. Like we almost left without him. Like, the school is just starting. It's like 9 in the morning. So it's like prime elementary school starting time. People are all around. It was fucking wild. Then we get back to my house. The weed is fucking horseshit. It's like all seedy weed. It is premature seedy. It's the worst weed you could get. The one little plant of good weed my homie that drove took the first pick of. He snatched that immediately. We smoked this shitty weed all summer long. We were trying to sell this shitty weed to people. We're smoking this shitty weed. We're drying it out in the microwave. You wouldn't believe it. But you know what? Stolen weed gets you that much higher. And anyone that's stolen weed could tell you that. I mean, that's not even tip of the iceberg of things that I've stolen, but let's not put me on trial in my own courtroom here. What a weird little lighter. Phone lines are open if you'd like to call in. If you've stolen something or had something stolen from you, I want to hear about it. 540-583-4464. That's 540-JUDGING. Yeah, you can get right on if you call right now. Ain't nobody calling, so. Yeah, man. Stealing. Oh. I hate to keep up this trend of stealing from places that later went out of business. But when my first kid was born, I used to put her car seat in the shopping cart at Toys R Us, and then I would just put hella toys and shit underneath, baby clothes, toys. I just put it all underneath the fucking car seat and then just roll that bitch out all the time. I don't think I took down Toys R Us. They got themselves into a big mess. But, ooh, Michael, coworker, let's go. Michael, how's it going, dog?
Hey, Judge, pretty good. Yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good.
So I had a coworker, and he met up with another coworker, and they really hit it off. And the two of these coworkers, they're like, you know what? I got a big idea. There's like the lakes down the road. We should rent a place. And they're like, yeah, good idea. Like, if we get in together, we can afford like this lake house. So the two of them go in on it, and then one of them has a girlfriend, and they're like, yeah, we'll bring her in too, save a little money, make it work out. So they get this sweet place by the lake, And one day, one of my coworkers just doesn't show up to work. And then all of a sudden they show up to work a couple hours late. And we're like, that's really funny. You're late. And he's like, yeah, I've got a story for you. And so like to back up a little bit, one of the coworkers came in, but the other one didn't come in because he was in Hawaii. What happened was he ordered an Uber at like 4:30 in the morning, and he and his girlfriend jump in the Uber, and the Uber's like, hey, you're going to the airport at 4:30 in the morning. Why are you going to the airport at 4:30 in the morning? And my coworker, he's being all coy, and his girlfriend shouts out, we're going to Hawaii. And then he just slaps his face. He's like, awesome, you just told him we're going to Hawaii. So they get to the airport, and then my other coworker wraps up his workday, and he walks through the front door, and he sees their television in the middle of the room. And he's like, that's funny. I don't remember leaving our television in the middle of the room. And Michael, who his name is also Michael, but my coworker Michael and his girlfriend are in Hawaii. He's like, why is the TV in the middle of the room? And then he walks through the unit and he sees that the back door is open. He's like, our back door is open. And then he calls up the landlord. He's like, hey, have you been to our home? And she's like, no, I haven't been to your home. He's like, that's funny. So he closes the back door, puts the TV back where it belongs, and then he decides to do his like evening routine and go to sleep. Well, he wakes up the next day, and all three of their cars are stolen. They're just straight up gone. No more cars. And he decides to take a shower, and when he opens up the shower, he sees a boot print on the floor of the tub, which means that when he walked in the door and the TV was on the floor and he's calling up the landlord and putting the place back together, that the dude was there for the night, standing in the shower, and waited for his opportunity to run out the door, but first stopped in the kitchen, grabbed all the car keys for all three cars, and then when he went to sleep, while he was asleep, they stole all three cars.
That's pretty wild. Honestly, your friend could have just as easily died, very oblivious. Like, to be like, oh, the door's open and my shit's all over the place. Pretty wacky. I'll just go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, that's you're asking for, like, you gotta, I could hear a very small noise and I'm like up through my house in my underwear like a real dad. Like, I'm figuring out what's going on. Like, to think that you would just be like, oh, that's weird. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll think on that. Like, that's pretty wild. So yeah, lost the cars but got away with his life. Could have been worse.
Yeah, and so the cars are gone, and he calls the police. He's like, hey, so all of our cars are stolen. And the police are like, I don't believe you. And he's like, what do you mean you don't believe me? Come out and take a statement. And like he actually had to like argue with the cops, and they're like, yeah, we don't believe you. And he's like, no, come take a statement. And then they come out and they see the cars are gone. They're like, huh, your cars are gone. He's like, yeah, I told you, my car is gone. And then they're like, well, it's your fault. And the police just said, it's your fault. Like, it's your fault that your car is gone. And he's like, how is it my fault that all three of our cars were stolen? And the police were like groaning. They're like, you know, we'll see what we can do. We'll look for your cars. And like a week went by, and so my coworkers are like begging people to give them rides to work. And then a week later, one of the three cars pops up in a city that's like almost an hour away, and they find it. The entire inside is full of orange paint, and the outside looks like someone took a golf club and like smashed the outside all over the place. And then it's just like abandoned in a random parking lot. So I think there's this thing where robbers do, like, they use like burner cars to do other jobs, and then they just abandon the cars. So I think they're stealing it to do future jobs.
That's you know what? I hate to even side or say the same thing as the cops in this story, but as soon as the cops were like, yeah, that kind of seems like your fault, I was like, that's what I said. Damn.
So that's what happened to one car. And then like they had it like professionally cleaned. Like my coworker's like, so we think this car is totaled, and insurance is like, no, we can fix this. He's like, I think it's totaled. And so they fix up the inside. They pull out like all the needles that are inside of it. They try to get the dents out. And then eventually the insurance is like, hey, we think this car is totaled. He's like, yeah, that's what I was telling you. So they paid him out, but then the other 2 cars were never recovered.
The other one was never recovered, you
So
said?
yeah, so 1 car was recovered and 2 other cars were never recovered. So only 1 out of 3 was recovered, and the insurance called it like a total loss.
I would say so.
So if you're ever being picked up by an Uber and you're going to the airport at 4:30 in the morning, set the address to your neighbor's house, stand outside their house, and don't tell them you're going to Hawaii.
Oh, I didn't even make this connection. So we're saying it's the Uber driver that was the robber? Because then his name's attached, right? So can't they look into that?
So they passed his name along to the police, but their suspicion is that the Uber driver has like some guys that he works with, and so they think that he passed along to his friend saying, "Hey, this house is empty."
That sounds right.
But nothing ever turned up out of that. Yeah, nothing ever turned up out of that. So
When you
that's
said
what
your
I do
friend
now.
didn't
I
show up
stand
to
outside
work
my-
and then the other dude and his girl slunk away to Hawaii in the middle of the night, I thought someone got murdered at this lake house. I thought that a lot more
no.
was going on.
I called about a different murder story. Well, it was a murder, suicide, or I don't know about that one. But if you remember that story,
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. So like, no, this one's not as dramatic. But yeah, now that's what I do. I stand outside my neighbor's house when I order Ubers at the early morning hours.
Bro, I only actually have a vague, that was a long story and I remember like bones of it when you told that story. I was so drunk when you called about that story, man.
Yeah, I figured you don't remember.
I do remember parts of it. I just haven't watched it back to clip that story yet. Like I only clipped Mig's story at the end about his roommate, the child molester or the child porn guy. But I was
Yeah, we were on for 25 minutes.
I remember it being a long ass call. Thanks for calling, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Dredge.
Have a good one.
You too.
Hate to blame the victim, but I mean, I'm not saying he should have expected to catch the guy, but I would have been on high alert. There's no way I'm just going to bed after I find my shit all fucked up and the door open, like. Not without thoroughly inspecting. Like, first of all, I don't take a shit in the bathroom without looking behind the shower curtain. And neither should you. No one ever should. You know why? Because someone could be back there. You feel like someone's back there? You know why? They could be back there. This guy just went to bed. He said, did his nighttime routine. You would think that means he brushed his teeth, washed his face. He was in the bathroom. You don't think he took a piss before he went to bed? So this guy was in the bathroom, didn't check behind the thing. Like, you know what I mean? I hope that after this show's over, you go in your bathroom and check behind the shower curtain right now. And you should have done that before you heard that story too. If you're alive now, I shouldn't be the first person to tell you to check behind the shower curtain. Sorry, I didn't mean to get up on my soapbox, but I'm just a naturally scared person and stuff like that bothers me. Because why wouldn't you be scared? But he doesn't shit before bed. That's phone lines are open 540-583-4464. Yeah, man. I've never had my car stolen. I wouldn't like to. I hope that doesn't happen to me, but you know, I drive my shit to Oakland, so the land of the Jack. I just drove my car to Stockton and got several tattoos, had it right out on the street. So it's going to happen to me. I'm asking for it at this point. Fuck, I've drank almost all these waters in here. It's no good. I don't know how bro ain't laughed standing in that tub. Hell yeah, bro. I would have got the giggles. I can't stand somewhere and not laugh. Like, I'd have been there going, you know what I'm saying? You absolutely called it, dog. Yeah, bro. Always. I'm always trying to get tattoos. Let's do it. Theft stories. It's funny he said the last caller said that he would just steal candies and shit to start out with. When he started stealing like a candy, then a bag of candy, I thought like we were gonna get up to like a car, but it ended up being way crazier than just stealing a car. All right, let me think of another story where I've stolen something. When I was a kid, I was at my friend's house and I was just hanging out. This is like one of the only times I've ever stolen from a homie. I was probably like 6, and I stole like an Invisible Woman little action figure that would turn invisible under hot water. And I just put it in my rollerblades. This is a 90s story because rollerblades are involved, but I just put it in my rollerblade shoe and I just carried it home. And I never got caught neither. That's the first time I've ever even said that out loud. So I think a lot of this is people calling and just saying things they stole. And they're like, I've never talked about that. Like I heard that 2 or 3 times already tonight. And I've never said that story out loud either. So maybe it's just cathartic to fucking let it loose in court that you stole a bunch of shit. I'm not shit, bro. Absolutely, I'm not shit either. You already know. I mean, if you looked around Facebook and searched my name up, you'd find a lot of people saying I stole a lot of things in certain groups, but that doesn't mean it's true, right? Like, kind of true. Oh, yo, I got suspended for stealing and I got my dad beat me up. This okay, here's a quick story. This is actually a super embarrassing story. So I had, oh, someone's calling. I don't have to tell it now. Whew, off the hook. 13 total calls. This is Drew again. Let's not LMAO. That's funny. What's up, Drew? What'd you take?
All right, so I mean, I figure I sprinkle in a little romance.
Stolen
So the
heart.
girl that I'm with now, yeah, the girl that I'm with now, you know, the one that did the acid trip
Acid
with
girl?
me and stuff. Yeah. Like, no, she's completely white collar. You wouldn't even know. But, you know, our first date together was stealing a whole bunch of shit. We went around the mall and had a fucking stealing spree. I stole a whole bunch of, like, stole some shot glasses, like some Pokemon cards, of course. I stole fucking a whole bunch of other random bullshit. She stole, like, makeup and fucking, you know, shit for her nails. Pretty sure we made out. That was about a $350, $400 a day.
See, because of the rush. You know what I mean? You guys are both all charged up from stealing. Like, of course you're gonna make out. You know what I mean? You just got away. The caper's over.
Oh, yeah, no, we had fucked, like, the night before, and we were like, all right, well, what do you want to do today?
Thievery.
Like, you want to go steal a bunch of shit? Oh, yeah, that I actually steal a lot of shit. Me too.
Oh man, it's how you knew right away it was gonna work. It really brought you
I don't know,
together. That's
dude,
actually
like-
kind of beautiful. Like, love is 2 people finding each other, and you found each other. You know what I mean? You found somebody that likes to fucking steal.
I know she's still like she's been like a little female me. It's pretty cool.
And that's all you could hope for. Someone that's exactly
Yeah,
the
we don't
same as you,
steal-
or
we don't-
someone that's the
we-
exact opposite of you. Those are the only 2 kind of people you can stay with.
I mean, like, we don't really fight. We can just get, you know, drink every, you know, couple weeks now. We pay for all our shit. Like, we don't steal shit anymore. We're not that fucking young, stupid, and we got, you know, money and jobs and shit.
I'm glad to hear that you're moving on up.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm always good.
All right, bro. Well, thanks for bridging the gap. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man.
See ya. Hey, Smearcat, thanks for the gifted sub, bro. Appreciate it. Oh man, we are close to the sub goal. I gotta tell you, if we're watching on Twitch, we are close to the sub goal. I currently have more subs than I have ever had in my life. Oh, no fucking way! A $10 tip? I'm about to. That's enough to make a young judge cry. Yo, That is a new record tip for any Twitch stream I've ever had. I am freaking out, dog. Let's go. A lot of people say that you can't bribe a judge, but guess what? I will do anything for you. Name a price. Give me a name and they will not see another sunset. I promise you. Holy shit. Thanks, Bree. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming back. Bree, I know you've stolen some shit. Don't leave me hanging. Bree, I know you've stolen some shit. Come on. Or I know somebody's stolen from you. We're waiting for you, Bree. We're waiting for you. All right, I'm gonna I got fucking, my mouth is dry as fuck, so I'm gonna go get a water bottle. So we're gonna take 30-second break, and when I come back, someone better be on the line to answer a phone. All right? Go. All right. Nobody called while I was gone, but that's okay. Yeah, Bree, I know you fucking stole something. Let me hear about it. Or allegedly, even if you don't want to cop to it. I know it happened, so. Oh my God. Thank you, Mike. Holy shit. I can't even believe it, bro. That's fucking crazy. He did that just to spite whoever tipped the $10 because I said that was the highest. That's pretty impressive. Thank you, bro. Fuck yeah. Also, if you drop a donation, your name goes right here. People rarely donate, so it could be up there for months. Before today, it was the same one name for like 6 months. Ooh, I feel good. I got to tell you, we got to keep it rolling. This is a good feeling. We need to bankroll it into a call. So somebody call, tell me who stole from you. We haven't heard any stories where someone got stolen from, I guess, besides that guy's friends who lost his car. I can send you more this week. Oh, thank you. If that was you, Drew, thank you so much. You don't have to do that, bro. Oh, the stars? Thank you, dude. He's easily the top star sender on Facebook, so you can hold that one. God damn it. Thanks, bro. This is crazy. This is enough. This is enough to make a meatball weep, to be honest with you. Like, I'll cry for $7, so you guys have taken me to my brink. Whew. Oh, shit. You guys are like fighting each other with money? Is this how you white people duel? It's fun to see. I'm happy to be, I feel like the belle of the ball. Okay. All of this happened. I'll tell my embarrassing story to bridge the gap because you guys are asking for it, I guess. So, in like 2008, school lunch, no matter what you bought, was like $2. Since middle school, though, this was like 2005 actually, but I had convinced my dad that this shit cost like $5. So I had lunch money and snack money every day. All my homies were like, "We're feasting on school snacks. It's a party." Everything was going good. Also, I was regularly stealing lunch from the lunch line because it felt good. It was food that was barely good, but it tasted better because I stole it. Like, do people get that? I'm stealing lunch from the lunch line. I have lunch money. I'm buying lunch, and sometimes I'm stealing food. I'm giving it to my homies. Like, I'm stealing it for no reason. One day I go through the lunch line once. I get a pizza slice. I go through. Then like lunch is almost over. Lunch is like almost over, and I was like, I got a little bit of hunger, not for food, but for thieving. And I go through the lunch line again, and I stole a bagel, dog. And I go through to leave, and the lunch lady's like, "Not again, pal. Not again. You're obviously not wanting for meals, so I can't let you steal this food. So I gotta go to the office, call my mom. I'm in there with the vice principal. He's telling my mom I stole lunch from the thing. My parents are like, no, he can't be stealing lunch. I give him a bunch of money. The whole thing. So I'm suspended for stealing school lunch. Pretty embarrassing crime for a chubby dude. Like, I gotta tell you, pretty embarrassing. So I'm already feeling low. So then I'm hanging out. My mom and I have, like, after a couple hours, she's basically not very mad anymore, but it's all good. My dad comes home midday. He had just been out drinking. He was very drunk. And then he's like, what's Morgan doing here? He didn't sound mad at all. And then my mom's like, go ahead, Morgan, tell him. She's smiling, like she's thinking it's all gonna laugh it off. And I was like, oh. I was like, oh, I misread this scenario because I saw two smiling faces coming at me. And I was like, yeah. I got in trouble for stealing school lunch, and my dad walked over, bang, like a straight, I had never in my life had he ever done this before, a straight punch right in the head, bang, whoa, like a full on beating afterwards, justifiably so. Like but I tell you what, I didn't steal school lunch anymore. I stole many more things and worth many more dollars, but I didn't steal school lunch anymore. So it did teach me a lesson. Fortune! Yo, you're wildin', Mike. You wildin'. Holy shit. We're getting into pizza territory. Guess what? You guys just bought the fam pizza. This is pizza money. Oh, getting a little flustered. I'm gonna have to unbutton my collar. Has had the audacity to just up and be like, yeah, I stole, that's why I'm home. Yeah, bro. My dad was like, hey, why is Morgan home? I was like, tell him why you're home, Morgan. Like, the vibe wasn't that heavy. So I was just like, oh, maybe it's cool. Yeah, I stole a hot dog. Boom, boom. Like, oh shit. Thank you so much, Mike. I'll allow it. That's what I say to lawyers in this court. I'll allow it. Sustained. Oh, we're getting a call. Let's go. I'm gonna open the window while this call screens. These are nice people. I like you guys. Yeah, man, these are nice people. To get a pat on the back. I didn't think it was going to go so bad so quick, for sure. Oh, it's Bree. I knew it. She said, I stole, sir. I fucking knew it. I mean this with the utmost respect, but I just knew from your vibe that you'd stolen something, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
All right, let's hear it.
So I was maybe like 6, and for some reason, 2 of my siblings had money, and I'm like, where did they get this? Like, I want some. So I took it, and it just so happened to be like the week of the bookstore at school. You know, they would open that up in the library.
One of the only places
And I
a
bought
child
all
can
this-
spend money.
Exactly. So I bought myself all this stuff, and my sister was like, how do you have that stuff? And I'm like, I don't know. And she never confronted me or anything. It like ate at me for my entire life. Like 20 years later, I said something to her. I'm like, hey, I stole something from you. And I told her, and she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, kids lose money all the time. If you're under like 12, if you have money, it's gone. If you hadn't spent it immediately, you lost it.
Exactly. That's all, though. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully.
Well, I gotta tell you, I was expecting it to be way worse than that. Honestly, here's the
Oh my
thing.
God.
Here's the thing. The fact that you even felt bad about it outweighs the fact that you stole it. Like, you're gonna feel, this was probably like $12 that you stole. You felt bad about it for like 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did your time. You did your time
yeah.
already. I'm giving you time served.
I did my time.
Yeah, time served. You're off for sure.
All right, thank you. I feel a lot better now that I'm talking about it.
Absolutely. Like you said, you brought it up to her later and she didn't even care. I'm officially letting you off the hook for this shit. Don't ever even think about
She
it
didn't
again.
even remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You're the only one that's upset about it. You did the crime and you're the only one fucked up about it. So you got to just let yourself off the hook. If a judge can't do it, like if you can't forgive yourself, let a judge forgive you.
All right, I did my time.
All right. Well, I'm proud of you. Thank you so much for calling again.
All right, thanks. Yeah.
Gotta tell you, that was a pretty innocent call. Her last call was extreme for that to be. Stole a little money for the book fair. I definitely stole a lot from the book fair. Yo, I've also heard a lot of people say they used to steal from the Scholastic book fair at school. I never did that. I'm a shady dude. I'm a shady adult, and I was a pretty shady kid, but I never stole from the book fair. Stole a candy bar as a kid, handed it back to the store owner in tears before I even left the store. Excuse me, sir. I thought about stealing this. That's basic. You didn't leave the store. You just... I'm sorry. I was just thinking about it, man. I'm sorry. In tears. What a good dude. Frick, frack, snip, snack. I definitely stole from the book fair. The book fair was wild because you would buy like a poster of a car that you'd never even see in real life and be like, this will go on my wall for the next 6 years. This car defines me as a person, the Lotus Elise. They also like would hype you up. Like they would make like a trailer for the books. It would be like a trailer for the books in the book fair. They would play like 4 or 5 synopsises of the books with like animations and shit. And then they'd be like, hey, you remember all these books we were telling you about? We're going to the book fair. And you go in so excited. Anyone remember Mad Libs? Absolutely. I stole from libraries, period. That's pretty. The the books you would buy at the book fair were like also like just the popular books from the time. Like they were books your parents would have got. Like it's like, hey, you want to go to the book fair and buy the Harry Potter book, the book everyone's buying anywhere else right now? It's twice as much money. Also, I don't know, this is a weird memory that just popped into my head and it's not at all relevant, but they would give you that catalog for the book fair and it was made out of like that really weird paper that was like not really smooth. Almost feel it right now. All-time best place to steal was the medicine cabinet. Oh, absolutely. First of all, stealing drug. Oh, okay. I got another story. So I had a friend and we would hang out all the time, and his other best friend was his cousin, and me and this dude did not get along. This cousin left a bottle of pills in this little place I talked about that we used to smoke weed, this little clubhouse. I was like, oh, this dude's always doing drugs. I'm sure these pills are dope. I'm going to take them. Did not look it up. Did not type it into Google. Did not ask anyone, hey, what do you think this pill is? I took 3 of them. Bop, bop, bop. Ate 3 of these pills. And guess what? 30 minutes later, I'm feeling funky. I'm hot. My heart's like, whoo, feeling just weird. Talking about weird stuff. And I was like, yo, man, enough was enough. Because, like, I thought that if I just couldn't take it anymore, I just took a little bit more. I took 2 more pills. So I'm taking like 5 pills total. I'm starting to feel like out of my mind and like I might pass out. So I call this dude and I'm like, we're at a Kings game. We're at a basketball game. I go upstairs. I'm like in the breezeway where people buy beers and shit. I'm like, bro, I found these pills. I know you left. I date a bunch. What are they? He's like, bro, you ate 5 Adderalls. Like, I was so fucking crazy off this shit. I thought I was going to die, and I guess I probably could have. Like, thank God I'm a giant dude. But the whole rest of the night, and literally for like, and in the whole next day, I was just fucking wild. Just fucking crazy. I just felt wired, bro. All like the whole time. It wasn't unpleasant except for like the first 60% of it. I felt like I was going to die. But sometimes that's part of being on drugs. So that wasn't even really ruining my vibe either. Like I was like, this is pretty scary. But I also feel pretty good still. Like it's bad good, but also kind of good. I guess because I was basically on meth. But you know, I get it. I get it. That's all I'm saying is I get it. Bet you got some shit done. I had like a really, really good talk with my girlfriend, and then we couldn't and did not have sex afterwards. So 50-50, I guess. Got some shit done. Not really. Quite bright in here. Forgot that I had eyes. All right, guess what? I gotta tell you, we're close to hanging it up if nobody's gonna call in. Yeah, I don't like to do uppers either. I just like to go to sleep. So I heard you. You're right on that one, dog. Uppers are for people that have jobs, not me. God, even though it didn't say their name when they were donating, it told me PayPal. It's saying Courtney. So if your name's Courtney and you sent that money, thank you so much, and I owe you my life. Or if you're using Courtney's PayPal account and you fraudulently sent me all these donations, I also thank you. If part of this episode is that someone stole a bunch of money from someone and sent it to me, you couldn't be more on brand than that. No, someone call. Yeah, absolutely. Someone should call. I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to think of even some more stories that I have stolen things. I know I will. But stole my friend's car many times. And then this same dude I was talking about, the cousin, we're buddies now. He told me he used to steal the same guy's car. So we had a mutual roommate. We would steal this fool's truck constantly. And because he had like a little magnet key in it. He stole this new truck. Before that, he had an old truck, and I took that shit everywhere. I took it to work. I took it to girls' houses. I was taking it everywhere. Then it got wrecked, not by me, miraculously, and he bought a new truck. Then then the cousin was fucking stealing the shit out of that truck. Someone's calling. Oh my God, it's Drew again. What's up, Drew? Oh, Rebecca says she's got one. Rebecca, go ahead and call in 540-583-4464. We will hear this story from Drew. How's it going, dog?
Cool, man. I got just another like cool two-minute one, like two-parter. So the first part is was working apartment maintenance. I believe I told you one time job I got fired and I lived there. Fucking the day they fucking fired me, I called my buddy. I was like, dude, come down here. Fucking, I got something I need you to take back up there. And so I dipped into where they lock the vans up at night, broke in, or hell, I left my van unlocked, so I just kind of jumped in there, took a power carpet stretcher, which is worth like $200.
When you're stealing appliances, that's drug addict activities. Like when you're stealing like niche appliances like that, like a carpet, like that's only for doing work or selling it to a tweaker. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, this was during my drug years.
Yep, there it is. Okay, go ahead.
So I was fucked up on meth at this point. Fucking so yeah, did that, stole $200 worth of tools from them before I fucking had to get evicted and shit. And then, but before I did, like while I was looking for a job in that between that little gap, I had one of my fucking meth dealers over, and I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure the apartment downstairs is empty, and I worked maintenance, so I had a master key to fucking everything. So I fucking, it was like 1, probably 2 o'clock in the morning, who knows. Fucking, we go down there, and I use my key to open up their door, and like we only went to the living room and the kitchen because those were the first 2 rooms right in front of you. And we stole like a vacuum cleaner, a pretty nice hookah, and the dealer's dude stole a couple other things out the kitchen. But yeah, no, we got back up there and we were safe and everything. And come to find out, like, oh, that place got fucking robbed because somebody's still living there. They're not moving out. I don't know where the fuck anyone would have got that idea.
Damn, that's crazy. So they were just in there the whole time.
They, I guess, yeah, in their bedrooms, passed out. So, I mean, what is that, Judge? Is that just straight up robbery charge?
Oh yeah, bud. You're doing, that's straight drug activities. You're stealing tools and shit. That's, I mean, you're doing it with a drug dealer, like that's 100. But you're doing it for drugs. Like at first you were doing it to pay the rent. I heard that. Then you're doing it for meth. I gotta tell you, that's on you.
Yeah.
But that's okay. All right, thanks a lot, bro. I appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, no problem, man.
Bye bye. Hey, Rebecca, thanks for holding.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. So, yeah, I got a thieving story for you. So it was 5th grade. It was like, I guess 1986 for me. You know, that shows my age. But the teacher we had, she was cool, but she was just real, like, I don't know, like neutral. She wouldn't really break up any fights or anything. She was just not effective in that
Pretty
area.
hands off
So
for a
one
teacher.
day,
Got it.
yeah, she would just turn her head, you know, kind of like ignore as well. She was turning her head, ignoring everything. One day when I was getting roasted, like flame broiled over my shoes. They were some knockoff Chuck Taylors that my mom had bought me. And they were fugly, okay? They were way too, they were just so generic, and it was horrible. So, yeah, I was mad at her. I was mad at the class. I was mad at even the teacher for not helping me. I was just so pissed off that day. And for some reason, I ended up in the classroom by myself for a few minutes. I think it was before lunch, and I went up there to her desk, and I stole this whole sheet of stickers that she used to give out for rewards. And they were those scratch and sniff stickers.
Ooh.
I mean, back then they were so popular. Everybody loved them.
First
They
of
were
all,
like,
a scratch and sniff sticker from the 80s would probably actually get you high. Like,
I still have a few of them in my sticker album that I still have from like 5th grade.
that's remarkable. You're
Yes,
still living
they
off
still-
the bounty.
Oh, I was so, and I still look at them like trophies. Damn it, I know I'm guilty,
No,
and
you
I'm
know
proud
what?
of it.
Here's
But
the
yeah, I
thing.
went in the bathroom.
When
Yeah.
they say hurt people, like you were just in a bad place.
I had to get everybody back for that one. I
Yeah.
got them all back, and she was asking where they were and everything. And I remember I went in the bathroom later during recess or something. I went there and pulled them out of my pocket, sniffed them.
It's not only like a trophy, but it gives you like a little bit back too.
It did. It sure did. It soothed my hurt feelings for a while.
You know what? I'm gonna let crime of passion. Can't. I'm gonna let you off for that one.
Thank you, man. Thank you. That's
Appreciate the
it's
call.
been there
Thank
for a
you
while.
very much. Go bust out that book and see if it's
Thanks,
still got
thanks
a
a lot.
little. Go scratch that sticker in the book and see if it's still got a whiff. See if you can still smell a little bit.
I will. I will.
All right. Thank you.
I know they do. Thank you.
All right, have a
Bye-bye.
good one.
You too. You too.
Fantastic. That story came from another time. That story came in a time machine, bro. It's so funny that like a common theme in these stories where like a kid, even from like elementary to 17, like gets scorned and they're like, you know what? I gotta steal some shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's such a funny reaction when you're hurting to just be like, no, somebody's gonna pay for this. And it's not gonna be me. It's actually a fucking badass reaction. Like, I don't know if it's right. I don't know if that's a valid reaction to have. Like, I'm gonna fucking steal something. But like for a kid to fucking throw that out there right off top just because they're hurting, that's an admirable quality. Some kids are victims. And some people make victims. You know what I'm saying? Like, leaving here with something. I'm from around the way. I'm leaving here with something. Fantastic. I know that we've heard some good ones, but I feel like there's one crazy one out there. Somebody stole some wild shit. And you know what? That last one, I don't know how that wasn't the first story Drew told. Me and my meth dealer broke into the apartment downstairs. Like, hey, you got to get yours. No one's going to get it for you, you know? When it comes to any situation and I'm done wrong, I'm leaving here with something. Hell yeah. Oh, yes. Guess what? This is a brand new caller. This is someone who's never called before. That's exciting. Let it screen. I'm trying to be patient. It's like when I seen a TikTok where a girl said, if I come over and we hook up and I don't come, I'm going to steal something out of your bathroom. And that's fair. She's not wrong for that. My name is Eric, and I'm calling about a shoplifting story from when I was 18. How's it going, Eric?
Hey, what's up, dude? Oh, not bad, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Weighing in on some tough issues so far.
Okay. So when I was 18, my mom needed me to fix the lawnmower. So instead of, just going to the store and buying what I needed, I was like, well, I'm going to go to Walmart. And I was looking around and I was going to get some Dremel bits and some bolts and shit. Went to go grab them, and then I just kind of glanced around and I was like, well, fuck, these are like $8 a piece, so I'm going to just stick them in my pocket. And I did that, and I ended up walking around the store more, and I realized that there were like two dudes that like I kept seeing the same two dudes constantly.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, oh fuck. And just kind of kept walking around, went to the bathroom, took them out of the package, threw them away, left, and like one of the dudes was literally outside the bathroom, and I was like, oh, that's fucking weird. And I was only 18, so I was like dumb as shit. But as an adult, I'm like, well, I probably should have just put the stuff back. And
you panicked.
So yeah, so I start kind of fast walking through the store, and I realize these dudes are not like leaving me alone, and I'm like, well, shit. So I start like heading towards the door, but I had stuff that I was gonna buy to pretend that I was there to be like a good customer and shit. And while I was ringing my shit up at the self-checkout, they were also just standing in the self-checkout, and they were talking to the guy that was like, that's supposed to sit there and watch you while you scan your shit. And I was like, I'm fucked. And instead of just going to the bathroom and dropping the shit, I just start heading towards the door. And then, of course, the fucking binger, the thing that goes like, bing, 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 it starts fucking going off. And the two guys that were following me, they start yelling at me to stop. And I just fucking book it. But then this dude that's probably like 300 fucking pounds, like trying to be like Mr. Gotta protect this Walmart security type bullshit. He fucking tackled my ass straight to the ground. I skinned the shit out of my knee. I kicked him off me and then kept running.
Oh.
And I made it as far as my car, but they were still following me. And then one of the security guards, like, this dude was dedicated to his fucking job. He got behind my car. So I start backing up, and he's like pushing the trunk of my car like he's gonna stop it. And I was like, I just kept backing up, and finally, like, the other guy told him to get the fuck away. And like my windows were pretty heavily tinted, and this is like a part of the later in the story of why it's kind of funny. Like, this is some white trash trailer park shit. Like, I had a 99 Monte Carlo that I had flat blacked the entire car, fucking flat blacked the wheels, put 2% tint the whole way around it. Like, it was so fucking dark you couldn't see out of the car. at like especially at night. But like so he couldn't see into it, so he couldn't tell what I was doing. And then they finally got out of the way, and then like I realized there were like 3 people just standing there staring at me, like writing down or not writing down, but they were on the phone with what I assume was the police, and they were getting my license plates. And like I finally was just like, well fuck, I might as well just give up, because if I don't give up now, they're literally going to show up at my mom's house, and I'm going to have to explain that to her then, and they're just going to arrest me anyway. So I just fucking got out of the car, and I was like, all right, well, what now? And they're yelling at me and shit. Like, I don't remember half of what was being said, because in the moment, it was just full adrenaline mode. But they take me back to the security room, and, like, they take my wallet from me. They count how much, like, it's weird why they fucking did it, because I feel like this is what the cops should have been doing. But they took my wallet, counted the money, and one of the security guards said, well, you had plenty to buy it. And I was just like, yeah, I did. And, sorry.
I've
He
heard someone
took my
say this
driver's
before
license.
where they got caught stealing, and then they said that whoever caught them checked to see if they had money, because they tried to say if they came in with money and they still stole, then it was like a premeditated theft. Like you knew you were going to steal it or something like that. Or without money. I don't remember what they said, but I've heard someone say something like what you just said before. I've heard that in this courtroom once before.
I don't know. Nobody ever at the time said it to me, or if they did, I completely blanked out everything that they said. But yeah, then the manager guy, they just sat me in a room, and it was just me waiting there. And then a manager guy came in. He took a picture of me, and he was trying to do this whole like authoritarian like dad kind of bullshit. And he was just like, "Why'd you do it, son?" And I was just like, "I don't know." And then he said, "Why'd you run?" And I said, "I panicked." And he said, "This whole situation would have been a lot better for you if you went in a run." And I just said, "Oh." And he said, "Yeah, we would have just let you paid for it." And I was like, "I don't believe you, but okay." And then it was probably about 20 minutes of just sitting in there. The cop finally shows up. The first cop that like actually took me to the jail was super nice and was just like, "It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes." And I was like, okay, this isn't going to be that bad. They're just going to take me. I'm going to call my mom and everything's going to be fine. Well, they take me there. Handcuffs are super tight. Never been in them before. It was uncomfortable as shit, traumatic as shit, but the cop was super nice and like reassured me that everything was fine. So I was like, cool. But they get me to the jail, and the cop that is like checking me in, he's like this massive, like just Paul Blart looking guy. And he was super, super dickish. And the entire time he's like, when he was doing the fingerprint thing, he literally was just grabbing my wrist and shoving my hand into the paper. He wasn't even telling me what to do. And getting all my information and all that, like none of that's super exciting, but he was just a dick. And it like I tried kind of making conversation with him, and he just like you could tell the entire time he was just like, I can't even be bothered with this white trash piece of shit. And I was just like, fuck, okay. So
You're his sworn enemy, dog.
Yeah, I know. So like I am a doughboy 18-year-old kid, and they don't throw me obviously, but they put me in the holding cell where you have to just like wait your turn to talk to the bail bondsman. And like every single person in there was just like this seasoned criminal covered in tattoos, like, and I'm just doughboyed as shit, scared out of my mind, just staring at the wall. And like several of the people are trying to talk to me, and one of the guys like, "So did you get in trouble for possession or something?" I was like, "No, got put in here for shoplifting."
You're mostly in trouble because you
"Oh."
almost ran this fool over, right? Like, I mean, you were only stealing drill bits. They probably locked you up because you hit this dude with your car, I assume, right?
No, that never got mentioned again, because I never hit him. I just kind of tried backing out.
You
and
just
he was
pushed him
like,
with your car a
holding
little
the
bit.
trunk. Yeah, that actually never got brought up. At the end of all this, I only ended up having to do like 40 hours of community service, and I think that was really it. Like I had to pay some sort of fine, and like I was banned from ever working at Walmart, but I wasn't banned from going to Walmart.
That's remarkable.
And then this isn't a shoplifting story, but at that same exact Walmart, I officially got banned from going to that Walmart because you remember when they used to have the radios in the back where you could like connect up your phone to it and listen to the speakers and whatnot.
Yes.
Me and my buddy used to go in there and we'd blast like gunshot fucking sounds on it.
Funny.
And we got caught one time and they permanently banned us from that Walmart.
You, sir, are not welcome at this Walmart again. Well, it sounds like you've been punished enough,
Yeah.
so you don't need anything from me. That's fantastic. Well, you're an enemy to both the police and Walmart, so I would say you're definitely a friend to the show. So thank you for calling.
Fuck yeah, man. Have a good night.
Have a good one. Pretty good. How did they let him off the hook for hitting the dude with his car? I thought that was the worst part. Bowl of soup. I gotta tell you, I'm pretty surprised we haven't heard anybody steal anything that was a ton of okay, I just thought of a pretty good one. So god damn, this is like a just barely too small piece of green screen I'm using to cover up my chair. So the same guy, the guy I was talking about, Courtney is real, by the way. Oh my god, I knew it. What kind of soup are we talking? Chicken noodle, baby. Let me see if I can get it on screen without it. Oh. Fucking hot. And I'm already hot in here, but I'm here for it. Yo, so that same guy I was talking about, my homie's cousin, he used to work like right when they started getting popular. He got a job at one of these weigh your own frozen yogurt places. Like right when they started popping off, like 2007. And he's fucking, I forget what he was doing. He was like overweighing people or something and charging them, and he was just pocketing hella cash. Or he was charging them regular and then putting in a receipt for a smaller weight, something like that. He had a good system. He stole like $5,000 before they caught him, and they only caught him for like, they're like, hey, we know that you stole $200, so we have to fire you. And he was like, okay. Like he had been robbing them blind for like the entire time. He picked up on it right away. Like he was doing it immediately when he got hired, and he was just robbing them blind. Pretty good. Yeah, progress. Yeah, Tasha just made this soup from scratch, dog. Funny to see Tasha comment just now. Yeah, absolutely. She had to let me know because this food was just on the ground outside my door and I could hear the baby running through the hall. So something bad was about to happen. Fucking hot. I can just end the show. I'm not going to make you guys watch me eat soup. We had a lot of great calls tonight. And even though nobody called and said that they stole something of high value, you guys have stolen my heart. So thank you so much, everybody that donated. Thank you, everybody that's watching. Huge thank you to everybody that called. Please keep watching. Don't be sad, Bree. Caldo. It is Caldo. Absolutely. You're right. You're not wrong. Soup mukbang. Any suggestions? Like, before we leave, everybody's active in the chat right now, even though no one's calling. You guys want to pick a topic for Friday? We got to do something good for Fridays. I'll read off some options. Let's see if anything sounds good, huh? Okay. All right, did we already do cheating or got cheated on? I kind of remember hearing some cheating stories, but did we do an episode that was cheating or cheated on? First experience with drugs. We did a drugs episode. We didn't do first time drugs, but I think we could do first time drugs. First time drugs is possible. Though we did just do a drug episode, so I might need to wait a couple more, but Bad firing stories. We already did reason you lost your job too, so that's close. They're all pretty close. I don't remember if we did cheat. If we haven't done cheating or got cheated on, I want to do that next. But I kind of remember. I can't remember if we did that already or not. Weird or toxic family members. That's what Tasha said. I think we got one of those on the first episode. Somebody called and said their family thought they were stealing. Like any kind of weird family drama, I'd love to hear that. As long as it's funny. Don't just call me to vent. Damn, I got the beat one, the best ones for that firing one. God damn it, Cheddar. I'd love to hear your story. I think I've heard one funny firing story from you already, right? I think you've told me something like that. Like toxic family members. Like okay, weird dates. We just did that. Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. I think that's a good one too. I think we've all had a lot of internet sales exchanges. Craigslist used to be the only place on the internet you could find sex before dating apps. So I know that some of these older callers have crazy stories. Ghost stories. I do have a story about my AA uncle taking my mom on a daytime talk show for the family stories. Oh, like he took her to like Jerry Springer type shit. That's pretty tight. Ricky Lake. All my firing stories are a great time. Oh, all right, Cheddar. We're going to have you on for that soon. Near-death experiences, celebrity encounters, wedding stories, things that have happened at weddings, wedding crashers. Didn't you know someone who went on Judge Judy? Yes. A dude I went to high school with and wrestled in college with went on Judge Judy. Also, separate from this, I tried to steal his iPod Touch like right when they first came out. And I almost got away with it, but he caught me. I think we're still cool though. My older cousin tried to get me to sell meth and then became a tweaker. Yeah, I mean, life comes at you fast, dog. Courtney says crazy wedding stories. Ooh, I have some wedding stories too. Okay, wedding stories. I'm hearing a couple votes for wedding stories. Ooh, I have a couple. Al Alvarez was on Judge Judy. That's hilarious. All right, we could do wedding stories. Wedding stories on Friday then. That's what we'll go with. All right, man. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for everybody. This was a crazy episode. Subscribers, donations, thievery. Pretty good all around. So thanks everybody for watching. Friday, 7 p.m. YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. That or Family Drama. This is lame, but stories when you said something embarrassing because you used the word incorrectly. Oh, yeah. That's good. Being embarrassed in general. Embarrassing stories as a whole. Like, that's maybe a broad umbrella, but I know that'll be pretty good too. Friday, 7 o'clock. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Find me on one of those. If you're on one, find me on the other. All right? Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys Friday night.